Okay.
Okay, and I think that is a really good segue into beginning the webinar. So welcome everyone. We are so excited to be doing this presentation. And so what I'm going to do real quick is introduce who we are, what our goal is, a little bit about each of our speakers, and then we'll talk about how we can boost our immune system and the different modalities we can use to do that. So let me get my screen shared and we can get started. And this is very exciting for us as well. Give me just 2 seconds. And let me know if you can see my screen. All right, can you see my screen, everyone?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So once again, thank you for coming. We are the Collaborative Edge, where mental well-being meets entrepreneurial excellence. So what we're going to be highlighting is the fact that we are a group of women who are combining the awesome powers of aromatherapy and life coaching to energize, inspire, and elevate our fellow businesswomen, but also, like managing our households. Our homes are many businesses as well. So this is not just for starting a business. This really is just applicable for everyday life as well. So we have Katrina with Kat's Aromatherapy Services. And what she does is she inspires and empowers individuals with personalized essential oil assistance and instruction, which is so amazing. I mean, just think about having somebody create your personal oil blends just for you to help you with whatever emotional balances you need in any physical vitality or mental clarity. And it's all personally designed for you. Diana is a relationship coach, a life coach. Everything is about relationships. And she is on a mission to ignite a revolution of self-love. She teaches you how to recognize, develop, and maintain unwavering trust with your mind and body, no matter what challenges come your way. And so I hope that whatever tidbit she shares can help you today. And then I am with Lunar Flow Cycles. So I'm a menstrual cycle coach. And what I do is I help to connect women with their cyclical natures and help us to realign with the natural rhythm of our lives. And right now, we are in the time of the harvest in autumn, which is a bit of what inspired this webinar. So I'm going to hold it right there real quick and share with you this presentation, which is what the theme was on. Actually, let me stop sharing. I just realized that's a completely different screen. So, one moment. And now let's talk about the rhythm of the harvest. Present this one. I believe you should be able to see my screen again, can't you? Okay, ladies, let's see how we can boost our immune system. So just as the trees are shedding their leaves, I don't know how it is in Colorado, but I imagine that the trees might already begin to become a bit bare. This season, this energy, that crisp autumn air, what it does is it invites us it's a time to like reflect and let go of what no longer serves us. So just like the leaves no longer serve the trees, there are things in our life where it's time to do a little bit of a reevaluation. And the same thing is true with our immune systems, our business. Everything needs its dedicated time and attention in order to stay healthy and thrive. So this is the busiest time of year, or it's definitely about to be, right? From a calendar perspective, we're harvesting the results of our efforts. Whatever we've planted in spring, whatever plans we had for ourselves, for our health, whatever goals we had when it comes to like organizing or self-development or spiritual goals or business goals, right? Right now, we're going to see the results of our efforts. And so, just like farmers have to prepare for winter, naturally, we're being called to get our ducks in a row, to meet the upcoming challenges. And so that's what's beautiful, right? We always have times of action, but then we also need time to reflect and plan so we can meet what's coming ahead. And so I would love to know if you ladies feel like you are mentally prepared for whatever you have harvested this year, or do you think you're scrambling to catch up? And if you guys would want to put a 1 in the chat, actually, I'm just curious now if you guys are prepared or not. If you want to put a 1 in the chat if you think you're prepared, or a 2 if you're like, nah, I know a lot of stuff is coming up and I'm not prepared. Ooh, okay, Angela's prepared. Good for you. I'm definitely much more like Marilyn and Andrea. I'm like, I know things are happening. And I don't yet know if I'm ready, but that's okay because this is what this time is for. So now, what's really beautiful about this time of year is because it's the busiest time of year, there's really like 3 things that we need to do, right? We need to learn how to say no. We have a lot of events, circuit overseer visits, assemblies, but then we have people inviting us to do things. It's about to get crazy with sales in order to buy things. Tax season is coming up. So we have a lot of obligations. So what happens, especially at this time of year, is a lot of people can struggle with overcommitting. And this is beautiful because it's an opportunity to learn how to set boundaries. And boundaries are really critical for maintaining our physical health as well as business efficiency, being able to have time in our relationships with our families, right? If you are saying yes to everything and you overcommit, what you do is you over stress yourself, you exhaust yourself. So by the time something important comes around, you're out, you're tired. You can't rise up to the challenge of whatever is you set. When it comes to an immune system example, or from the immune system, I'm sure we've all had it where we go on a trip or it's go, 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 and we're like really tired, but we push past it. And then as soon as you get home, you get like a flu. You get all the systems, you crash, you get a cold, you've got a runny nose, and you're like, oh, I mean, at least it didn't happen when I had to do that kind of stuff. But now it kind of sucks because I'm getting behind on all the other things I got going on. Why that happens is our bodies will literally force us to rest because we didn't know how to say no. So what we want to do is we want to look at what are the necessary obligations. These are the things that are important enough for us to say, yes, I'm going to show up for you. Yes, I want to attend that get together. I really need to do you. And then figure out how to say no to the other things. So we can show up with 2 of the things that we say are very important for us without feeling drained and overwhelmed. So what we need to do is become aware of what is ahead for you in this upcoming season. And once again, we've seen that some people feel like they're prepared and some of us are scrambling to get things done, right? So this is really important because we want to clarify what is the immune system's job. Now, a lot of people think that it's the immune system's job to keep you from getting sick, but that is not the case. The immune system kicks in when you have failed to keep the threats out, right? So, you didn't wash your hands and then you touched your face. You didn't get enough rest at night. And so when you were met up with something, you were exhausted, right? It is your job to support your immune system by doing the things that are best for your health. And the same is true when it comes to business, right? It is our job to look at our businesses and say, okay, I know that I need to get my taxes done. If I don't get my taxes done, it's like my business gets sick, right? Or I have meetings to attend, or I have these social obligations. I have these relationships I want to keep alive and healthy. If we don't do our job, these things can suffer. So what we want to do is start looking at how our inner world reflects our outer world. Just like a messy room can be an example of a disorganized mind. When you are getting sick, not just internally with the physical symptoms, but then you can see how that type of lack of boundaries or not supporting yourself is actually reflecting in other areas of your life. So this is a little bit more, right? These are the things to support yourself in any area, right? You need preparation, support, and balance in order to handle any sort of stressors. So it's really important to start getting to know your body and how it feels to be healthy, to be hydrated, well rested, whole, because then you can begin to recognize when you're a little dehydrated or you're kind of tired, right? Or you're really clogged up in the mind because you haven't taken time to meditate on all the things that are clogged up in there, right? So when you ignore your natural need for rest and reflection, your immune system struggles and it becomes clogged up with stress and inefficiency. And that reverberates throughout your entire life. So just like your body sends signals to let you know when you're going to get sick, you start feeling tired, you develop a little bit of like an itch at the back of your throat, you've got a bit of a runny nose, you know when you're going to be getting sick. So now what we want to do is we want to look at that and take it as a lesson and learn from it, right? So I know I'm getting sick when all this stuff happens. And when I see X, Y, and Z, I'm down. So in your life, can you see the parallels where if X, Y, and Z happens, because it's a pattern, just like when you're going to get sick, when these things are going to be happening in your life, when the house is going to start getting really, really messy, when you're about to get really behind on a project, the steps are there, right? So like, what is the runny nose of your business? What is the runny nose of your relationship? What's that little itchy cough that's kind of like, I need a little bit of water, but you kind of ignore it, hoping it'll go away. And then it doesn't. And then you're like trying to stop it and trying not to let other people know that you're coughing. And then all of a sudden everyone knows. What is that for your business? If you can recognize the signs, you can take a step back, you can rest and address the need, right? And so we want to do this in all areas of our lives. So what's beautiful about this time of year is the natural energy is an energy of like administration. So, this is a really good time to buckle down and wrap up projects and clear out what's unnecessary. So business-wise, that's like reviewing contracts, doing your financial reports, clearing out unnecessary digital files. From a personal standpoint, maybe it's finally going through and getting rid of all of those screenshots on your photo library, right? Clearing out boxes of receipts, that kind of stuff, right? And from a physical parallel, just like you remove harmful invaders, you need to remove clutter from your life. So it's a really good time, just like we have spring cleaning, this is the natural time to kind of look at what you've brought into the home and what you can start to clear away. And that's also really good for our health as well. And also emotional regulation. So your emotions are the key to helping you to anticipate what's coming so you don't get overwhelmed, right? We don't want to get to the point where we're overwhelmed because by that point, we've kind of missed a lot of the signals that were calling us to rest. And this is about developing emotional awareness to help you recognize the support that you need to prevent burnt out or all these other things that are going to burden you. So then your immune system then has to take on the load and handle the stressors. So I have a question for you guys. Which emotions do you think are not conducive for creating wellness? I would love it if you would pop it in the chat. What do you guys think? Which ones are not conducive to creating wellness? Anxiety, yeah, that is very true. When you're feeling anxious, it kind of like stops you from actually doing the things that you need to do in order to feel better. Stress, it's a big one, especially unnecessary stress. Anger, depression, yeah, depression holds you down. It keeps you from being able to rise up and address these things. So yeah, we can recognize it, right? These type of emotions are not conducive to creating wellness. So what we want to do is learn how we can help and support ourselves. And Katrina's going to talk about this a lot because essential oils are beautiful tools, very gentle and loving in order to help us with that emotional balance. So if we can't do it ourselves, the oils can help us. And so that's a little bit of what my presentation was. about hopefully you guys can see that connection between our immune systems, life, what's happening around us, and then a lot of the parallels between when we get sick, how other relationships suffer, our relationship with our businesses, our relationships with ourselves, our spiritual habits, food, right? You start feeling down and low, and all of a sudden you don't want to go and cook. And so you might start to make bad decisions or quote unquote bad decisions that might not be as supportful or supportive for your body's needs. So thank you very much. That's a little bit about that. And what I'll do is see if you guys have any comments or questions, and then we'll get started with Katrina. Hey, you are welcome. So, do you guys have any questions about that kind of like parallel of looking at your life and how what's inside of you reflects outside of you, or are we good? We understood. If you guys are good, put a one in the chat. And if you guys are confused, you can put a two. All makes sense? Okay, good, good. One. That makes me feel good. All right, perfect. Well, now we're gonna let Katrina take the stage, and she's gonna teach us all about aromatherapy.
All right, let me share my screen here real quick. Welcome all. And let's see here. Bear with me here. All right. All right, so Ariana, you're gonna have to let me know. I can't see what's happening, but can you guys see my screen here okay?
Yep, you're perfect.
Oh, yay. Okay. Well, welcome. Thank you. All right. So, of course, you guys all know I'm Katrina. I have my business, it's Cat's Aromatherapy Services. So, I'm excited and invite you to discover your inner wellness potential. And so I'd like to share my journey with the oils with you today, just a little bit of that and what I do. So just to begin with, I was introduced to essential oils when my daughter was just a few months old. She had begun tugging on her ears, and a friend of mine who was using essential oils asked if I'd be interested in trying an oil blend that she had made. So I said, sure, why not? Okay, because I really didn't want to take her to the doctor. So, so she came over and she taught me how to apply just a small amount behind her ear where she wouldn't be able to reach it. And in just a little while, she stopped tugging on her ears. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. So, she gave me instructions like how often to put it on her. And actually, she never really started tugging on her ears again. And she actually never had an ear infection when she was younger or anything like that. So that started, I was very happily surprised and I wanted to know more. So I joined an essential oil company and I started learning how the different oils work for things like, anxiety, sleep, allergies, and so much more. And I attended a lot of classes and as many seminars as I could. And after a few years, I joined another EO company or essential oil company that provided even more training. And as I began sharing with others about the benefits of essential oils, I realized that I wanted to get deeper into it and learn more about the scientific side of it, the chemical makeup and the therapeutic side of it. So I became eventually, after some training, I became an essential oil coach, then worked my way up to essential oil specialist, and now I am a certified aromatherapist. So I'm pretty excited about that. Okay, so what is aromatherapy? So it involves the use of the essential oils for wellness benefits. And although it says here the word aroma sounds as if it benefits just come from inhaling it, it can be used in different ways. Of course, the first one I have listed is by inhalation. And so this is the most common method. Essential oils are diffused into the air using a diffuser, putting into a spray with some water, with the oil or in oil droplets. And when you inhale the aroma, this stimulates your olfactory system, which is actually responsible for our sense of smell. So it has a direct impact on the brain, especially the limbic system, which is linked to emotions and memories. The next way to use the oils is topically, which many people know about too. It can be applied directly to the skin. Often it's diluted in essential oil like coconut oil or jojoba oil. There's so many different carriers you could use for that. And it can be used for like massages, skincare, and treating localized issues like muscle pain or skin conditions. You could also add essential oils to the bath, and it creates a relaxing and a therapeutic experience. The warm water helps to release the aroma and allows the oils to be absorbed through the skin. Another way is compression. Essential oils can be added to hot or cold compresses and applied to specific areas of the body to reduce pain, inflammation, or swelling. And usually with a compression, you could just like have a washcloth that you fold into four and then put it under some warm water and have your drops on that and kind of pat it together. And then you can put it on whatever area you want. The last way is by ingesting it. And this is the least common, and it is the more controversial method since, and so it has to be ingested in small amounts. And this should be done only under the guidance of a qualified professional, such as myself, as some oils can be toxic if consumed improperly. You can also ingest it by putting it into a veggie cap pill with some like virgin olive oil, or in a powder form, which are more common ways to ingest it. I would like to ask a question, but Ariana, you have to let me know what the response is. How many of you have used any or all of these methods if you have used essential oils? Just raise your hand or say yes or whatever you want to do.
Okay, so some people have said that Marilyn said she's used a couple. Angela says she's still trying to learn how to use them. We have a couple people say yes that they have. That's a little
Awesome.
bit back.
That's good. Okay.
Andrea has a question, or Nikki, or are you just
You can raise your
raising?
hand to say
Just
yes.
I said they could raise their hand or whatever. So somebody just raised their hand. Okay, cool. That's good to know. So, aromatherapy, it's used to address a variety of issues, like I mentioned before, including the stress, anxiety, depression, insomnia, pain management, skin conditions. I've helped one person I've worked with. They had eczema, her daughters and her, and so we got sat together and figured out a blend with this. She could smell different ones blended to figure out which one she liked. And then we put it into lotion. A lotion doesn't have any other, it's the plain, just lotion. And so she started putting that on her daughters at night before they went to bed. And they were able to sleep through the night for one. And their skin, it became smooth and they didn't have that eczema bothering them during the night, and she was just thrilled and happy. So, and now she has the recipe so she can make it on her own when she runs out. And so it is really amazing what the essential oils can help with. Okay, then, so what can essential oils do for you? Now I want to start with this. Essential oils are chemicals, naturally derived chemicals, but they are chemicals nonetheless. So they should be experienced with care and knowledge to harness their full potential, as well as protecting the consumer. And essential oils are trendy, but they are not a trend. Humans have been using essential oils for thousands of years. The earliest record was back in 4500 BCE when the Egyptians used them for everything from cosmetics to mummification. And nowadays, we are inundated with many synthetic chemicals, not just in medicine, but in cleaning supplies, soaps, lotions, spices, etc. Um, However, some of these they have their place, but incorporating more naturally derived elements can provide us with a holistic approach to our well-being. So, with the plants, inside many plants, it's hidden in the roots, the seeds, the flowers, the bark, and it's concentrated. And they're highly potent chemical compounds. So I'm not going to read through all of these. If you guys have your camera or if you want to take a screenshot of this, I please do. But a couple of them, I'll just read like the antimicrobial. Many essential oils such as tea tree and eucalyptus have strong antimicrobial properties, and it makes them effective against bacteria, viruses, and fungi. Anti-inflammatory oils like chamomile and lavender, many people are familiar with that. Those two it can reduce inflammation and soothe irritated skin. And then I'll skip down here to digestive aid. Oils like peppermint and ginger can aid in digestion and alleviate symptoms of nausea and digestion. And then immune support is a big one right now. We're getting to that season with flus and colds and all that. So tea tree, eucalyptus, there's so many other ones that can boost the immune system and help fight off infections. So again, if you can, take a picture of that. If you have more questions about that, I would be more than happy to answer those for you. Some of the chemical properties, this is, it's too much to go over all this for sake of time, but I do encourage you also to take a screenshot or picture of these too, because this just shows some of what is in the essential oils. Shows the properties, and I suggest that you do a deeper dive research into this when you can, and explore the many concrete chemical benefits that essential oils contain for our ultimate well-being. And again, I will answer any questions you have about this. So I'm going to just give you a couple seconds just to take your screenshot or camera shot real quick so you can have that to look over. All right, moving on. And if anybody missed it, just let me know and I'll go back to that slide. All right, so what my services include, clients get to participate in putting together the blends, and it's a lot of fun doing that actually. I want to highlight this because this is a service that puts you and your needs at the center of attention at that time. I want to hear what you're hoping to gain when using essential oils, and we figure out how we work together with the oils to create a great comprehensive experience for you. And then when we do figure out the blends, I have a lot of oils, a lot of inches, a lot. So I can use the oils I have that we could make the blends with. You get to smell different ones, and we smell the combinations of them to figure out what you like. And then, or if you have your own collection of essential oils, we can use those too. I only ask that they have been third-party tested because they need to be pure. They can't be some brand you got at Walmart or Walgreens. You can't do that. So just so you know. And I also can do oil blends remotely for clients and ship them to them. So even though they can't, if they can't smell them, we can still figure out kind of what with the description of what different oils are. And I can send like a sample to them, to my remote clients so they can try it, see what they like it, and then try it with whatever issue that we're working on, and I send instructions with it. Now, Diane was a remote client of mine, and she still is on occasion. Of course, we've also worked together, when we're both in the same spot. But so my goal is, not to allow distance to interfere with the potential for your wellness potential. All right. And so then talking of Diana, just wanted my final slide here, how her coaching has helped me. So it's helped motivate me on my journey, turning my passion for essential oils into something that I can share with others. The first one, focus, has helped me to figure out what I need to focus on with my personal and business life goals. For example, now I strive to allocate my time and resources more effectively, which has actually improved my productivity and has enhanced my sense of purpose and fulfillment. So it's been a great journey with having like someone else like rooting for me on the side. I'm not doing it by myself. So I really appreciate that a lot. The second thing is helped me to see that my business is open Before I viewed it as a work in progress, my sign was still flipped to close in my mind. But Diana helped me to change that mindset and flip it to open. And so now I approach my business with enthusiasm, which reflects how I introduce it to others. And then thirdly, the coaching was wonderful for my business wellness. So that's been a great thing for me. So um, yeah, if you have any questions, you can send them to me or put them in the chat and I will try to answer them. And at the end of this, we're going to have a couple specials that we're going to be letting you guys know that we're going to share with you. So I'm going to stop sharing and we're going to turn it over to Diana.
Okay, before I just want to, there's just a couple of things in the chat. I just want to make sure that everyone, business card, please, and information. And we're going to have that. Do you have that? We have that towards the end, don't we? Or
We do, and we're also going to send everyone who signed in an email with everyone's contact information. So if you want Sandra's information, or Sandra, sorry, I saw Sandra's name. I was like, Sandra, Katrina's information and name, you will get access to that, and we'll make sure you'll be able to contact her. And Katrina, there's actually a couple of
I
questions.
see that. A couple of questions. Miriam are there essential oils pet safe? There are several essential oils, Miriam, yes, that are safe for pets. So yeah, we can go over that for sure. Yeah, it's really interesting because I'm starting to get more into that with the pets and how they could be used with infants, younger kids. Yeah. So yeah, we can go over that for sure. And let's see. Ariana, why can't I use essential oils from Walgreens? Very funny.
But that's what popped into my head because I know if you go to like
Yeah.
they sell it now.
Yeah, some of the essential oils are not tested. I mean, seriously tested to make sure they're pure. There's no some companies that use things to like expand it or use not temporary, what's the word? Chemical elements that aren't, you know, conducive to being pure. I know one it's like a form of lavender, but it's not. It's like lavandin or something like that. So it's not pure. So yeah. I can check the websites and see or figure out for the most part if they are third party tested.
so I do want to say something because some of these questions are also good, and that people even have recommendations. I'll say a little bit about how Katrina helped me because it may help you. We all have different needs when it comes to the essential oils. Some of you guys mentioned, I'm starting to learn about them. Some of them already are using them. And then some of you may not be aware of the support that you may need in even creating your own blends together. Some of you guys may be your own medical doctors. And you're like, I'm kind of stuck. I need that support. And I'm going to say that for Katrina, that was her support to me, her knowledge. When you use Katrina for her services or even consult with her knowledge is invaluable. And that's what I was after. I was after knowledge. We're all always after something different, and we need something different. And the knowledge that she has about the oils, and then she's the one who put me in contact with someone put doTERRA on there. And then
I did.
Revive, absolutely. Oh, Katrina did, and she has coupons by the way where you can get $10. Okay, let me not get too excited. Like the girl knows where to go to get the best oils, and not just the best oils, but it's like if you're after knowledge and don't let the soup, I don't want to say just the face of essential oils, people know there's so much more behind there that is not known. And she is a treasure trove of essential oil information. So, okay, I'm out.
All right. And I just put in there like who was it? Nadia asked, some of the oil. No, who was it that said what are the particular
It was
someone
Angela.
asked or oh, Angela. So that's why I put that in there. So if you guys want to write any of those down, doTERRA, I've been with them forever. Well, not forever, but I've been with them for a long time, and they have very good quality products. Aromatics is where I went through to get my aromatherapy certification. They have great products. Most of the ones that are pure, they're going to have it on their website and lead you to a place where you can actually see, and they have these GMCO testing. They'll have all their certifications and what they do. So for the most part, the websites that are authentic, they will have them on the website so you can find them.
Okay, awesome, Katrina. Well, thank you very much. And if you guys have any more questions at the end, I'm sure Katrina will answer them. And now we'll let Diana take the stage.
And I'm looking for my slideshow before I say anything. I'm gonna say you guys are the greatest bunch ever. Thank you for your participation. Just want to say. All right, Diana Tapia and a relationship coach. Why a relationship coach? Most importantly, and for who? I'm a relationship coach for you. As women, we're amazing. We're super capable, not even capable. We are super capable. Can we only focus on the there we go. As women, we're super women, we're super capable, only that there comes a moment in time that we get out of flow, even with the seasons, and we lose our flow. We lose our capacity to be capable. And then we're dragging our feet out of bed, and we just forgot, we lost our groove somewhere along the way, like Stella lost her groove, but you can get it back. And so really a relationship coach is a coach, like Katrina said, that is rooting for you. And we all need someone to root for us at times, because as women, we're always rooting for our children. We're rooting for our husbands. We're rooting for our parents. We're rooting for the stock market to do well, so we can go, if do we go well, we can shop, we make money, businesses open, like we're always rooting, and we don't understand that every time we do something for someone, there's a price that is exchanged for what we give. And can we go to that next slide? So the reason I am a women's coach, a relationship coach for you, is because you haven't tapped into the greatest relationship that you will have experienced. If you have fallen in love, you know that to duplicate that love, especially if you are still in love, what a wonderful relationship. However, a lot of times even in those relationships that we fall in love with, we fall out of love with them. And sometimes we think it's because it's something with the other person or something within us. And I will demonstrate here in like 2 minutes that that's not true. It was only a loss of perception. And it was something that you gave up and you didn't know what you did. Relationships are an exchange of energy. And I want you to start thinking as energy as money. Money. It's not free, people. It costs you something. It will cost you your health. It will cost you your relationships. Anything that has a value that you're trading for, I want you to start considering if it's worth your time. Because a lot of us know how to say yes. Yes, even though we want to say no. So whenever you're exchanging something your energy, I want you to realize that the next time you say yes to something, when you really meant no, especially when you don't honor, your value went down. Like the stock market, it went down. And I'll show you in just a minute how that works. Whenever you honor yourself, even though people want you to do the things, but you don't want to, even though you don't know why, but you just don't want to, and you say, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it for me. Your value goes up. And the more you say yes to you, and you say no to all the things that don't bring you joy, your value will start coming back up. And people pay for value. Money is only an exchange of value. And you giving your energy to someone else, that is valuable. The next slide, please. So when you wake up in the morning, can I get a show of hands of how many of you look like this, feel like this, and then are excited to start your day and face your day? 1 for yes and 2 for no. And let's remember, let's be honest and speak the truth here. You guys just don't know. All right, okay. I want to hear from you. Why is it that you're waking up as a 2? I want to know why you believe it's a 2. Please do tell. And there's no shame, there's no right or wrong, but we are always learning. I'm learning from you as much as you're learning from me. Trust me. Oh, I'm going to tell you that's BS, but go ahead. Someone else? Okay, guys, I will tell you my thoughts, and I'm also going to tell you you don't have to believe what I say. But if I don't tell you the truth, no one will. And then you will continue to believe this. So the next person, strengths, anxiety, children, responsibilities. Okay. Spending too much time trying to catch up on personal things after finishing work. Okay, self-esteem. These are all valid. I'm not going to play anyone down because then you guys will say she's mean. Not yet, anyways. Thank you for your honesty, guys. Look, as women, we can't do it all. The question then becomes, do you want to? Yes for yes and no for no. I'm asking a different question. As women, we can do it all, but do you want to? Yes for number 1. Okay, or no, or plain simple no. Okay, can I get some more no's, please? Okay, I got no, no, no. I got another no. I got 4 no's. No, 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 no. Then why are we saying yes, women? And that's where I come back, that I want to show you something. Let's go to the next slide. You are at the center of your world. Do you guys recognize what I possibly have in my hands? You guys can type it in. What is this?
Maybe try like holding the light's kind of reflecting. There
Yeah,
you
the
go.
light's reflecting a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit closer.
Here we go.
Yeah, I'll back it up a little bit. There you go.
$1. Ooh, wait a minute. Yes. Coin? What type of coin, girls? We love money. What type of coin is this? Oh, what? You guys recognize value when you see it. So why is it that when you look in the mirror, you don't see that you are gold? You are at the center. Gold never loses its value. It may get tarnished, it may get beat up. You can melt it down, but it never loses its value. What you have lost is perception, ladies. That's what you have lost. And as a coach, I help you focus on what's important, and that is you. And I am relentless, like a bulldog. As long as you're willing to work with me. I don't give up on you. You probably will give up on you first before I give up on you. And my daughter, she can testify to that.
Hey, I can
So
testify to that too, just to say.
I am like 110 committed. on whoever's committed on themselves. And then when you quit, I'll quit on you. So you are at the center of your world. Everything that's going out of you, around you, is only a reflection of your relationship with you. So if your relationship, when you wake up in the morning, and you're not looking in that mirror and saying, hey, gorgeous, how was your sleep? You ready to kick some butt today? You ready to say a lot of no's so you can go do the things you want to do? Oh, I wonder what so-and-so would say if I turned it down. Like, love it. Oh my gosh, I'm going to sleep in today and I'm just going to, you know what, I don't know, I'm just going to call some food in and I'm just going to take a whole day off. Actually, I'm going to take 2 days. Oh, now that I think about it, let's do 3 and let's see what people will say. It's all great. I'm going to tell you the greatest feeling of all when you put yourself first. So to create change, you must first change your perception of you. Because what happens is this: every single one of us is gold, and that never changes. The only thing that changes is your perception. Let me bring you to just another little level and tell you what you're missing and what it is that I have to offer. Girl, that is such a good question. How do you not feel guilty when saying no? At the beginning, you feel like crap. You feel terrible. Your body takes you through extremes because you're asking it to do something that it forgot how to do. It's almost like a toddler. Does anybody have children and know what those terrible twos are like? That's exactly my problem. I second that. Okay. It's not easy, girls. It's not. I don't, I can't tell you that it is, but I can tell you that when you learn to recognize what the problem is, and it's always looking at you in the mirror, you're just not choosing to look, but you develop the mental capacity, the inner strength. See, this is almost going to the gym, but you're not going to go lift weights now or do yoga or Pilates. You're going to go strengthen your mind and your resolution to say no and to start a revolution inside of you. And then to be able to maintain it. And that's where I come in. Because see, I can see your value. I can see that your goal. And my job is to help you see that for yourself and not just help you, teach you. Queenie, what was that? Oh, okay. And so, yes, next slide. Unhealthy emotional expressions affects your connection to yourself, your family, your business, and others. So I did want to bring it back to the coin, right? Because here's this relationship. It's really just an emotional imbalance. The reason we feel guilty is because we haven't put ourselves first and experienced what it means to have a relationship with ourselves. Because when you learn how to have a relationship with yourself, you actually start enjoying your own company. You actually start having these wonderful inner conversations where you find so much delight in your thoughts and you think you're funny, even though nobody else thinks that you're funny. At that point, you really don't care. And then people actually think you're funny, which is so crazy. And then guess what stops? I'm so, I don't feel good. I'm not good enough. I am not worthy. I can't afford it. Do you guys recognize that language? I shoulda, coulda, woulda, if I can't, all those words, that stops. Because you start recognizing how valuable you are. What you don't realize is that you're lacking something so important. You've learned confidence, you've built confidence in making other people happy. Did I do it right? Did I get it right? Did I show up on time? Did I do it? Did I do it? And we're always looking for someone else to tell us we did it right. But how do you feel when people stop telling you that you did it right? Huh? How do you feel? You start losing confidence? How does that work? Do you guys want to tell me how you feel when people stop looking to you and thinking you're so great? Can you put it in the chat box? Does it feel good? Not great. No. No. And you're right, it doesn't. So what I teach is self-confidence. Self-confidence is not the same thing as confidence. Confidence is when we know how to do something and then we get rewards like a certificate, an achievement, a commendation from someone outside of us. You did great. Self-confidence is like, I don't need anyone else's approval because I know my value. And I know how to maintain my value. And you do that by maintaining your strength right here in this little place right here. This place knows how to say no and mean it. This place knows how to say yes and mean it. And this place knows how to talk friendly, loving, compassionate to oneself. Because when you depreciate yourself with words, guess what starts happening to this gold coin? If you can't see it, it's gold. It starts becoming tarnished. And when this gold piece starts becoming tarnished, you don't feel good. And what you didn't realize is that you started trading your value, your energy for things that did not equal your value. And so therefore your value in your eyes starts diminishing and you become more tarnished. And then you become more entangled in these relationships that leave you feeling empty, drained, overwhelmed, stressed, angry, and all these just unsupportive feelings. So self-confidence and thyself, relentless self-confidence is the key to your freedom. Let's move to the next slide. I've finally gotten beyond outside validation. Kudos, kudos, kudos. I think I'm great and that's enough. And that is absolutely great. See, that thought right there is a beautiful thought. That perception right there, those two perceptions. We're not supposed to think alike. We're only supposed to think the thoughts that make us feel good. Because when we feel good, guess who else feels good? Everybody else is around us. Because as women, we are the atmosphere. We control our environments in our house. So the exchange of unhealthy energy causes pain and suffering. And as you know, many of you guys said, no, 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 no. But yet, you're not realizing the value that you guys are exchanging every time that you choose to do something that you don't want to do. So let's go to the next slide. Essential oils and coaching. And this is where I talked with Katrina. I won't really about what she did essential oils, but I will tell you a little bit of my story. So you have to see as capable women and amazing women that we are, some of us, and it may be I'm going to say all of us because it sounds like we're all here on the same page. We're such overachievers. We're such over go-getters. We're such over all the things that we over all the things to the point where at least I had gotten to the point where I had become inefficient in my mind. And it was slowing me. I was running a business and my mind was running away from me. And trying to manage a business without a mind, girls, there was a body, but there was no one inside there. And so it really took some serious decisions. And I had done all the things. And I don't say this to brag, but this is important. It's almost like there's this checklist, whether we realize it or not. In order for you to be good enough, marry, have the kids, graduate, have the business, pay off the house, go on vacation, like do all these things. And yet, even though I did all of those things, I felt like I was missing something and I couldn't understand what it was. And it wasn't until I lost my mind. And I was like, oh, I lost me. I was dug under like a mountain. And I didn't even know that I was dug under a mountain. So I chose to dig myself out. And I started seeing this pattern that the reason I even got there in the first place, if I wanted to do over all the things, it's not a problem. But a lot of those things I did is because I thought I had to, not because I wanted to. And that is the difference. And now when I do things, it's because I want to and I don't feel guilty, but I'm very clear why. And so essential oils really helped me because they were like my protectors of my mind. Our mind is our most precious asset. It's like a car. If you don't have your car and there's no other transportation around you, you realize how important your car is. Well, it's the same thing with your mind. When your mind decides to take a hiatus or a vacation because you didn't honor thyself or your mind, you'll realize just how valuable you always were. You just could not see it. The next slide, please. So let's do some coaching and Q&A. I want to know how much time we have because I know we said that there was a timeline here and I want to honor that. Do we know?
I believe we're set for 8:30. So if you want to do like a good 10, 15 minutes.
Or 6:30 Mountain,
Oh,
Mountain
sorry,
Time.
we're 8:30. So we got like about 20 more minutes.
All the
You
Colorado people be like,
know,
what?
oh no. Sorry, I was looking
Okay.
at our clock. Yeah, so if you guys have ever had the opportunity to get coached, it's really, really cool. If you never have had the opportunity to get with a life coach, this is a pretty awesome opportunity right here. So any thoughts or things you want to get some coaching on, Diana can do that. And we've got about like, I think we can wing it. Like, what do you think? Like 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah. And please don't feel ashamed and don't be shy because it is through your courage that we all gain courage. If there's anything in your life that you want to bring, have a question, if there's any support that you need in the here and now, anything that you're facing, and you just need a shift in that perception, I can help you right now. Who wants to get some coaching?
And while we're waiting to see if anybody wants to, I'm curious, have any of you guys ever signed up for any life coaching programs before? If you guys have, if you want to just say like a yes or no in the chat, that way we can see um, everyone's experience. Oh, no. Okay, we got a no. Trying to figure out how to balance what I have to do with what I want to do. Okay, that's pretty good. So this is cool. It's definitely an intro to coaching. So I don't know if you want to break down like a little bit or see if maybe you can help Angela out.
Yeah, for sure. So Angela, and you don't have to do come online. You can just type if you're open to it. So why do you think you have to balance what you have to do and you want to do? If you don't mind, just you can type it in, and if not, I guess I can just talk, but I did want to get more clarity on that. Okay. Well, while she does that, what I will do is let's say this is a sample coaching with a client, and this is maybe what I'll say is how I work with my clients, right? And right now, this month, I'm offering the self-confidence of how to build that. So the way I would answer that question, and you guys can just type in your questions and I can answer it. So how do you decide? So I want to ask you, you would do it the same way you make up your mind in other areas in your life. I don't know if you have kids. I don't know if you have a job, but how do you decide if you're going to go to work to that day or how do you decide you're going to show up take your kids to school or not? Like what happens if you don't take them? And why do you think you have to figure it out? You know, it's really easy if you were to it really is a pattern. We have gotten into the pattern of believing that we have things to do. And in that pattern, we forget to do the things we want to do. And then time passes by. And it's really only a matter of peeling back and asking yourself, like, I like this. I get excited. Let me not get distracted. So let me come back to you, trying to figure out what you want to do. If you only had one day to live, tell me this, Angela. If you only had one day to live, how many of the things that you have to do would you actually be doing? Can you at least put that in there? I don't know what are your responsibilities, work, children, like how many of those? Can you tell me how many responsibilities that, and if you only had one day to live, how many of them would you actually do? Can you, or anybody can answer that, not just Angela, but you're like, I'm, this is how I do my coaching. You bring whatever you have, and I have all the tools to help you shift your perspective. And it is in that not knowing our value that we make decisions that are out of harmony with us. My day would be filled with wants. Can I hear some of you guys' wants, please? I challenge you to take one day off and do all the things you want to do. And then feel guilty later, and then coach with me if you feel guilty. I'll help you not feel guilty, I promise. The point is this, listen, ladies, we don't live in the past, even though we're always looking back there. That's not where we live, because when you wake up in the morning, you don't wake up in the past. You wake up in the next day in the calendar. That's a new day. Every day is a new day. And you definitely don't live in the future, even though your mind tells you you got to plan for the future. But to believe and develop that self-confidence that it's like, if I only chose to live for today, even this question, if you guys write it down, if I only live today, what decisions, what would I do differently? What would I let go of, even if it was for a one day? The reason you guys don't have, if you're asking that question of trying to balance and you don't have clarity, because you haven't developed a relationship with yourself, of feeling confident in thyself to be like, you know what? I'm going to redefine my life. And this is what I want my life to look like. I want every day that when I wake up, I look in that mirror and I wink at that girl, I walk out the door, and I'm out. And I only do the things that I want to do. Tomorrow is a different day, but today I'm going to show up for me. What would it look like for you to show up for yourself one full day, 24 hours a day, not overeating, not over being on TV, watching Netflix, not over sitting, not over addicting, not over fighting, not over spending money? What if you spent 24 hours of your day doing all your wants? Even if it was for one day, it would change your life for the rest of your life. My day would be, you see, the problem is I never feel guilty about it, but I do like being responsible sometimes. Yeah, no, they're like, that's the balance. That's the balance of things, guys. Like emotions are, you know what? Sometimes you have guilty pleasures. Like emotions are not a bad thing. It's just finding that beautiful harmony and redeciding every day that you're going to live for you. Your family benefits when you're happy. When you look good, trust me, you raise your house, your self-esteem of your family. And as far as someone else who was talking about here, my work is flexible, so I can take off whenever I need and still get paid, but I feel like I'm not completely comfortable yet with just going on and retiring. And I'll tell you, I'm not sure who wrote that, but I'll tell you about that. That's only a matter of perspective, because if when we have confidence in ourselves that every decision that we make is the best decision, you would never, I'm going to say, you would be like, I quit today. I quit today and I live my life today. And I'll give you an example. I'll give you two examples. These are two parallel examples how our perceptions influence our life. And I'll give you the other story. So, I'll tell you my story first. So perception. As a coach, I teach you how to, not my perception. I don't want you to think like me. I want you to think like you. But the only way you know how to really think like you is to get all the stuff out of the way that is not you. Like the one who says yes when she really meant no, that one. Yeah, I just teach you how to think like you. I don't want you to think like me, and I want to be clear. We're not meant to be copycats of each other, but we're here to be supportive of each other. And I love that. I love meditating too. Okay, so just a quick example, and is I had run my own business. This was maybe about 2 years ago. I had a very successful marketing business.
And it had gotten to the point where I really was burned out. I felt burned out. I was all the things out, time out, that whole out. And I asked myself a question, if I only had a year to live, what would I be doing? And amazingly, only one thing popped up. It was almost like this balloon I had been holding underwater and I didn't even know. And what popped up was I would not be doing this business. And that was my like my retirement egg. It was my nest egg. It was like all my false security in the world. Because see, we all think that that if we just work one day more, if we just save more, if we do something more, that it's all going to pay off. But I'll tell you something, and I'm not saying it to, I used to live in that area that is underwater now, Asheville. 2 years ago, that's where I was. And I just talked to my friends and where I lived, and that would have been me 2 years ago. Actually, that would have been me today. I wouldn't be having this conversation with you. And I was scared at the time because I was like, if I don't do this business, this is like my safety egg. My house was paid off. Look at that, guys. A paid up house, no debt, and I had a nest egg. And you could be like, well, that's great. Like, why aren't you happy? But life is about doing what makes you happy, not what you think makes you happy. And I didn't want to continue living there. And I didn't want to, even though my house was paid off. Right? So it's kind of like, well, I don't know if I want to retire. I have money now. And it's the same thing. And I was like, really? Out of all the things that I could possibly not do, that's the only one. I was like, fine. In 2 weeks, I shut down my home business because I knew I had developed this a self-confidence comes from within. I knew even though it made no sense to anyone, and people be like, you're crazy. Why would you sell your house? You just paid off. Like, why would you sell your business that's nested? Why would you do that to go spend your money and go to Europe and live there for almost half a year and go travel for almost 2 years? Like, why would you do that? What are you going to do next? Why are you wasting your money? Why are you not investing it into more houses, into more properties? Why? Isn't that what most people say? That doesn't make sense. But I chose to honor Thigh. So, right here. And if it wasn't for that Diana who set me up for success 2 years ago, I would not be here having this conversation because half of my friends, some of them lost their homes and some of them are not there. So every decision that you make out of honor will succeed as long as you believe that is the right decision for you. And OMG, that's where I am right now. Really? Angela, would you be willing to come on for a few minutes and talk to me? And that's my mic isn't working. Do we know what's going on? Somebody?
It looks like she can't get connected. She's on her work computer.
Mhm.
Oh,
Maybe you
okay.
could
Okay. Well,
schedule another
Angela,
time
yeah, we're gonna be
with her.
wrapping this up, ladies. I want to give room for everyone. However, you know what? I was thinking how to have a closing pitch, and I was like, man, I was just like, listen, your closing pitch. It's giving me the error failed to detect microphone. Do we have some techies here that know what's going on her end?
Not on her end. We'd have to go to like the Zoom settings on the microphone, but it could be since it's a work computer, she might not have those permissions.
Raven, do we know?
If there's no microphone detected, or if there's not one attached to the computer, there's not really anything that we can do on our end.
Okay. Well, Angela, our numbers, our info will be passed, and I have a great offer. Let me tell you, when you guys see my offer, if you recognize value when you see it, I would highly recommend that you jump on it because it is really the value of a lifetime. And I'm gonna just keep on moving here. You guys, thank you for engaging with me in this conversation. I'd love to engage some more with you guys. Ariana, back to you.
Yes. Okie dokie. So thank you, ladies. It was very engaging and I loved all of the participation. And oh my gosh, Angela, I wish you could like pop on so we could all benefit. Because that's the beautiful thing about like a group coaching or these type of discussions is we get to learn from each other and we all learn through stories. And someone can be going through and experiencing something that we've never experienced, but it's like, oh, they think differently than me. And why are they able to get these results and I don't have it? And how can I maybe shift myself so I can start thinking that way too, right? Change your thinking, you change your results. So this is what's so beautiful. And it's very collaborative, which is what our goal is, right? We want to help each other, we want each other to grow and in all areas of life. So this is really cool. So what we're going to do now is just show you guys our offers. Katrina's going to show you how to get in touch with her. Um, and then we'll show Diana's offer. So if you guys are interested, we also have lots of freebies that we're going to be sending to you guys to help you during this transitory season. And let's go with Katrina real quick. Okay, perfect. We can see your screen. Oh, Katrina, you're muted. Sorry, I didn't realize you were talking.
I'm sorry. Okay, so here's my first special. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
And you guys can see the screen. Okay. So I have 30% off my standard package. So for in person, it's I have this cool little handheld machine that I use. It's called Nitovi, and it does a scan so we can read and see what it's almost like a Fitbit if you're familiar with that. To see what oils would work well with you, either emotionally or physically at that time. It's a really cool machine. So usually with that scan, it would be $100, but I'm taking it down to 70, and it includes 1.5 hours of consultation, that scan, 3 wellness issues, so things that you want to try to work on. You'll get 2 sample custom products, and you'll get a follow-up, one follow-up included in that price of $70. If it's going to be remotely, where we do a Zoom or FaceTime, the price will be $49, usually 70, and it'll include everything except for, of course, the iTovi scan. And it'll have the remote follow-up. So if you guys want to take a picture of that, let me go back to that. If you want to take a picture of that. So since you've attended, then you get to have that special. And then everyone gets a free inhaler. So if you guys want to take a picture of this, there's 3 different blends here for an inhaler. The Dreamy Nights, Breathe Easy, or Pep in Your Step. Choose one of those that you want, one of those in a blend. Send me an email to my Aromatherapy email that's right there. And this is through the company where I got certified as a aromatherapist. And they said, sure, you can share this. So I'm like, yay. So, yeah, take a picture and just send me an email which one you choose, and I will get one in the mail to you. So those are my specials.
Oh, okay. Angela said, what's the first one say? Because the cursor was in the way. I think for the
Oh, what was that?
inhaler ones.
Oh, the Dreamy Nights. Oh, do you want me to pull it back up so you can take a picture of that, Angela? Hold on just a sec. I think I could pull it
And
back
we're
up.
going to send it in the email as well. We'll have all this information for you. So if you don't get a little screenshot of it, you'll receive it tonight.
Okay, can you guys see it?
Mhm.
Okay. So
And
yeah.
I want to move your cursor because I think it's over the drift into restful sleep right there.
It's moved. Nope.
Oh, okay. Maybe you have like a little, I don't know.
Oh, that's the picture. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was in sorry. That's when I took the actual shot and did it. So
Little,
that
okay.
it's going into a restful sleep. So I think it's dive into restful sleep with this calming blend. I think that's what that says. So sorry about that. Yeah, I was kind of in my picture. Sorry about that.
No, now we know.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll pull up Diana's offer next. And oh my goodness, Katrina, I know I said it last time, but dreamy nights. I think it's because for me, it's like almost 8:30. It's my bedtime. And I was like, ooh, that sounds so good. Okay, and now Diana, let's go up for you. Oopsie. Sorry, ladies. Give me one sec. I didn't do that right. I forgot the way to go and present correctly. Okay. And now, Diana, can you see the screen?
Yes, yes. So tune in for $10, lady. After that, you get my it's a 30-minute coaching session. So I know Nadia, you were saying that one of your major problems is that you truly don't know how to say no to people, especially your family, and feel guilty. And that's all. Remember that quality, that self-confidence, you haven't developed that skill. So if you'd like to use that tool to not feel guilty and say no at the same time and feel great about it, then for $10, here we go. This I'm offering it to you. So not only that, but I also offer a 30-minute coaching session. So this is just one-on-one, you and me, we're working together. There's no obligation, ladies. Okay. I don't need to sell it hard. I'm like amazing at what I do. And you guys got a taste of what it is that I have to offer in my unconditional belief in myself. And that helps empower all of you guys as well. That's what I bring to the coaching ring while you get on your own 2 feet, so you can start saying no, and so you can start saying yes to other things that you want. So bonus, you'll also get the tree of negativity and learn to identify the emotions you are feeling. This is so important because a lot of times we feel guilt, shame, fear, anxiety, overwhelm, like all these patterns. They really are, they stream from only one fear. It only from one emotion, sorry, like fear and all these things, they only stream from one. All these are all symptoms of only one emotion. If you learn how to overcome that emotion, the other 30 negative emotions are like, and so I like to go to the root cause so you can get the trophy in your life like that. So this is my offer. Tune in with me for $10. If this doesn't tantalize you like a gold $2,000, actually it's now $2,700. It was 2000 when I bought it. And that was only 2 years ago. So when I sold everything, I bought a couple of coins, and unbeknownst to me, I had no idea how coins work, but I knew that women's intuition that the winds had changed. And so I listened to my inner self because I had built self-confidence, and I bought a coin that now is, I've been sitting here vacationing for a little bit, and it's been gaining value. So I'm like, oh, I have money to use for other things. And I didn't even have to work because I did my work ahead of time. So that's what Ariana was talking about, is how to set yourself up for success. So when the harvest comes in, instead of you like running like, oh my gosh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. It's just like, no, I'm just gonna sit back and relax, and I took care of all the things. And see a woman that is content and satisfied. Everyone else in their life, especially the hubbies, are satisfied. All right, ladies. I'm
Okay, and
gonna
I also
turn it
wanted
back.
to highlight for Diana, she also has her 6-week course. She's going to give you the first module for free with that. Well, it'll be included with the $10, but it's what is self-confidence? So if you're not aware of what that is and you want to learn more about it, just message her and you'll get access to that as well.
You know what I didn't see, even though there was a QR code, my website is Diana Tapia Coaching.
Okay, yeah, and we'll link that for everybody.
Okay, DianaTapiaCoaching.com. Okay. All
Okay,
right.
well, we're about to start wrapping it up. So thank you, ladies. I hope that you were able to benefit from it. And thank you, Katrina, for putting that in the chat. Does anybody have any last questions? Like I said, you guys are going to get the essential oil in the inhaler sends from Katrina, and we're going to make sure you have her information. You'll have Diana's contact information as well. So we appreciate all of you coming here. We hope you have a lovely evening wherever you are. And yeah, this is the end. Thank you very much.